lot of pink right now. More pink than I usually wear, but I'm also kind of loving it, so whatever. Actually, I just realized this is really fitting that I'm wearing this much pink.
On Wednesdays we wear pink. On Wednesdays we wear pink.
So as you may or may not know, you probably know this, I'm a massive Broadway fan, so I figured I would do a Tony predictions video where I give my opinion on who I think should and probably will win certain awards at the Tonys. Now my opinions here and my predictions are just going to be on the musicals because obviously I can't really have an opinion on the plays because I haven't been to New York to see them. The thing with the musicals is that they usually put the soundtracks on Spotify or just on iTunes so you can buy them and listen to them and everything like that. So I have listened to the musical soundtracks, but you know, obviously the plays, you can't get like a feel for them unless you actually go to New York to see them. Oh, I forgot to turn the fan off! Do I have to do that all again? So basically, the only musicals I've listened to are the 4 musicals that are up for Best Musical, because the revivals don't have their soundtracks up yet. Once on This Island does, but the other 2 don't. The Carousel one doesn't come out till June 8th. So I'm just like, I can't really judge the revivals based on just listening to one of them, so I'm not going to do that. So if any of my opinions in here mention someone or something from one of the revivals I think is going to win, it's because that's an opinion I saw somewhere else, because I made this list of my predictions, and then I went online and like saw what other people's predictions were, like people who had actually seen these shows, and it seemed like I was pretty on track for most of them, but I also wanted to just fill in some of the gaps with like ones that I wasn't sure about. And honestly, it's hard to judge some of these musicals when you're only listening to the soundtrack and most of these aren't sung through musicals, so you're missing all the in-between dialogue and like the actual book part of the show. But I'm gonna do my best here. I'm gonna stop rambling and just get to my predictions. So starting off big, because I just went through these categories in order they were listed on the Tonys website. So, Best Musical. We have up for Best Musical: The Band's Visit, Frozen the Musical, Mean Girls the Musical, SpongeBob SquarePants the Musical. I don't know why I kept saying the musical after all of them. And I think that The Band's Visit is going to win this one, and it should. Kind of by far the best out of these 4, although SpongeBob is surprisingly good. I was not expecting that one to be my like second favorite, but it's really good. So if The Band's Visit doesn't win, it'll be SpongeBob, but I'm pretty sure it'll be The Band's Visit. Best Revival, not a clue. Again, I haven't listened to any of these. I feel like a lot of people are saying Carousel. Right, scrolling through the play stuff, because again, I have no opinions on the plays. Although, my one opinion on the plays is that why wasn't Chris Evans nominated for an award for the play he was in? 2 other people were, and he wasn't. I'm offended. I mean, I'm sure they were great and everything, but like, Chris Evans grew out that mustache and he didn't even get nominated for a Tony. Like, what? There's no justice in this world. Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role in a Musical. Why are these titles so long? Just say Best Actor. Anyways, we have Harry Haddon Patton from My Fair Lady, Joshua Henry from Carousel, Tony Shalhoub from The Band's Visit, and Ethan Slater from SpongeBob SquarePants. I really hope it's Ethan Slater because I love him a lot. He does such a good job as SpongeBob. Like, he just has the energy and he does a good enough voice that it's like not a like exact impression, but it's like this basically the same. You get the same feel and energy from it, and he's adorable and he's great, and I hope he wins. But I also think it could totally be Tony Shalhoub as well because he's really good in The Band's Visit, and a lot of people are saying Ethan Slater probably will win, but like that Tony Shalhoub should win. I think either of them could get it, and they both deserve it. Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role in a Musical. We have Lauren Ambrose for My Fair Lady, Haley Kilgore for Once on This Island, LaShawns, is that right? For Summer, the Donna Summer musical, and Katrina Lenk for The Band's Visit, oh, and Taylor Louderman for Mean Girls. Oh, and Jessie Mueller for Carousel. Why is there so many people in this category? Anyways, I think Katrina Lenk is gonna win. I think she should win. She's so good in The Band's Visit. Could be someone from Carousel as well, but I wouldn't know. Also, if I'm pronouncing any of these actors' names wrong, I'm sorry. I just don't know how to pronounce them and I'm stupid, so. Also, I cannot believe that The Cursed Child is up for Best Play. I mean, everyone who's seen the play that I've heard has said that it's really good, like as far as production goes, like it's a really good production. But like, I've read the script in the book and it's not a good plot, it's not a good script, everyone's out of character, so I don't know. Best Performance by an Actor in a Featured Role in a Musical. So basically this is like Best Supporting Actor. We have Norbert Leo Butz for My Fair Lady, we have Alexander Gamignani, I don't know how to say his last name, from Carousel, we have Gray Henson from Mean Girls, and Gavin Lee for SpongeBob SquarePants, and Ariel Stachel from The Band's Visit. Again, I don't really know for this one. A lot of people are favoring Ariel from The Band's Visit. I mean, his song in The Band's Visit is like one of my favorites. It's so good. And I'm sure he has a bigger role in like the actual musical itself that you just don't see on the soundtrack. Again, it could be someone from one of the revivals, but I don't know. I'm gonna stop saying that because I'm sure it's getting annoying now. Best performance by an actress in a featured role in a musical. We have Ariana DeBose for Summer, the Dawn of Summer musical, Renee Fleming for Carousel, Lindsay Mendez for Carousel, Ashley Park for Mean Girls, and Diana Rigg for My Fair Lady. I think it's going to be someone from Carousel for this one because that's what a lot of people have been saying. A lot of people have been saying Lindsay Mendez should get it and probably will get it, so good for her. That sounded so sarcastic. I didn't mean that. I'm just mad that they're releasing their soundtrack so late. I don't know. Next one is Best Book of a Musical. And again, this is going to be very hard to judge because it's hard. You can't judge the book unless you have actually seen the musical itself, not just listen to the soundtrack. So I guess I can't really have an opinion here. But anyways, the nominees are Adamar Moses for The Band's Visit, Jennifer Lee for Frozen, Tina Fey for Mean Girls, and Kyle Jarrow for SpongeBob. A lot of people are saying Tina Fey, which would be understandable. I'm sure she's written a really great book for it. So I think it's between The Mean Girls and The Band's Visit for this one. Personally, those are the ones I assume are going to have pretty decent books, but again, I don't really know. Best Original Score, music and or lyrics written for the theater, so there's some plays involved in this too because they have scores, I guess. So Angels in America is up, The Band's Visit, Frozen, Mean Girls, and SpongeBob. You know, SpongeBob would be interesting because there's so many people that were involved in that score. If you're watching this video and you haven't listened to the SpongeBob soundtrack or don't know anything about it, basically every single song is written by a different artist. Like, John Legend has a song, Panic at the Disco has a song for it, Lady Antebellum wrote a song for it. Just like every single song is written by a different person and somehow it all works together. So a lot of them have a different style and sound and stuff, but it all kind of works. And that's what's really cool about it actually. But I think that The Band's Visit should win because the music in that musical is beautiful. Like, the whole score is just amazing. I love it. It just better not be Mean Girls, because that'll make me mad. My problem with the Mean Girls soundtrack and, like, the score and the songs and stuff is just that the songs themselves, like, melodically are fine. Like, they're catchy songs. They're great, whatever. Everyone who sings them is very, very talented. It's just that lyrically, they're not good. There's a line in I'd Rather Be Me where it goes, I will say you make me mad, and if you treat me bad, I'll say you're bad. That's not good writing. A lot of the songs feel like they were trying to fit too many lyrics into one line, or they just sound awkward. Like, it's really weird. I don't know. If you like the score, more power to you. That's awesome. I'm glad you like it. I just don't like it, and I feel the need to rant because I feel like I'm the only person that listened to the soundtrack that didn't like it. It bothers me. Best Scenic Design. We have Dane Laffrey for Once on This Island, Scott Pask for The Band's Visit, Scott Pask, Finn Ross, and Adam Young for Mean Girls, and Michael Yergin for My Fair Lady, and David Zinn for SpongeBob SquarePants the Musical. Again, this is just kind of a guess from what I've seen in videos. I feel like SpongeBob has a pretty good chance here. Like, from what I've seen, the set looks really cool. Maybe Mean Girls as well. I'm not really sure about that one, but I feel like my guess for this one is SpongeBob. Best Costume Design of a Musical. We have Greg Barnes for Mean Girls, Clint Ramos for Once on This Island, Anne Roth for Carousel, David Zinn for SpongeBob, and Catherine Zuber for My Fair Lady. I'm thinking it's either going to be one of the, like, period pieces like Carousel or My Fair Lady or something like that, or it's going to be SpongeBob. Because, like, shout out to that costume department for making real people resemble the cartoon sea creatures they are playing closely enough that, like, it's recognizable. Lighting and sound design. I could try to guess, but I'm not even going to try because, again, I haven't seen them. That's literally something you cannot judge unless you've seen them. And even if I had seen it, I probably wouldn't be able to judge because I don't know anything about lighting or sound design to judge what's good and what's not. Best Direction of a Musical. We have Michael Arden for Once on This Island, David Cromer for The Band's Visit, Tina Landau for SpongeBob, Casey Nicholaw for Mean Girls, or Bartlett Sher for My Fair Lady. I need to stop prefacing every single one of these with, again, I haven't seen it, but, because it's just predictions, it's just me throwing it out there and guessing. I feel like The Band's Visit's gonna get this one, that's just my guess. Best Choreography. Christopher Gattelli for My Fair Lady, same guy, Christopher Gattelli for SpongeBob, Stephen Hoggett for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, Casey Nicholaw for Mean Girls, or Justin Peck for Carousel. I'm thinking maybe SpongeBob or Mean Girls, but a lot of people are also saying Carousel, so that could also be it. These ones I'm kind of just going through really quick because my opinions on these aren't strong. It's more like the actors and the best musical that I have more of the actual opinions on. Best Orchestrations. We have John Clancy for Mean Girls, Tom Kitt for SpongeBob, Anne-Marie Milazzo and Michael Starobin for Once on This Island, Jamshed Sharifi for The Band's Visit, and Jonathan Tunick for Carousel. I'm thinking for this one, SpongeBob, just because there's so many different like I said, there's so many different styles of music that they had to, like, fit together into something slightly coherent, and it actually, like, works, and that's really impressive. Or The Band's Visit, because again, the music in that one is beautiful. There's a lot of like instrumentals in it, and they're just really great. Really, can you guess what my favorite musicals this season were? It's not like I've mentioned them 100 billion times. So those are my scattered and somewhat uneducated Tony Awards predictions. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to win certain categories, what your favorite musical this season was. If you've actually seen any of them live, let me know how they were because I'm very curious. And also follow me on Twitter because I will probably be live tweeting the Tonys as they happen. It's like the one award show that I actually like am engaged in. Tune in there June 10th to see my opinions on what happens at the Tonys. I'm kind of excited to see Sarah Bareilles and Josh Groban host it because I feel like they'll be really good and I really like both of them. Thank you guys for watching this, and I will see you in my next video whenever that comes out. Bye! My name is Karen. My hair is shiny.